How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit the bell notification button so you guys do not miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. If you guys would also please head over to Twitch, follow me there at Douglas447. I stream there at least once a week, whether it's for Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, or Destiny 2. And in this spoiler-free video, we're going to be talking about The Batman, the new Batman movie coming out here in 2022. And we're going to be talking everything about positives and negatives, and then giving you guys my final score at the very end. Also want to mention, if you guys have any movies or shows you guys want me to watch and review here on the channel, please let me know in the comment section down below. So like I said earlier, this is not going to have any spoiler talk. There's not going to be anything spoilery where it comes to plots or characters. So first of all, this movie is about 3 hours long. It is way too long. This movie is ridiculously long. This could have easily been a 2 hour and 20-minute movie, maybe 2.5 hours. But the fact that it just is 3 hours long, it shows, because there are these shots that are just way too long. Like, they focus on characters' facial expressions way too long. Like, I can appreciate the movie having silent moments, and it, instead of verbal communication going on, you have this eye stare going on, but it lasts too long. It lasts an extra 3 to 5 seconds, and when you do that constantly throughout your film, those seconds add to minutes, and it makes your movie drag. Like, especially in the middle part, there's certain sequences that could have been completely cut, and the movie would have been better for it. Next thing I'll talk about is the fact that this movie is rated PG-13. However, there are several key moments throughout this film where I'm like, okay, this is just super close to where I think this movie could have been rated R. And I know that before this movie was released, there was a lot of talk that it was going to be rated R, and I think that they set the bar just low enough to not hit that R rating so they could get enough people into the seats, because a lot of people don't want to go see a rated R movie. And I think there's a lot of things within this film that lean towards it possibly being rated R, and I'm sure there's probably going to be a rated R version of this movie. It's not so much like there's a lot of blood and gore, it's the language department. There is a lot of language in the movie, so do keep that in mind. And because of that and a bunch of other things I'm going to talk about in this video, this movie is not going to please everybody. Let me state that really fast. This movie will not please everybody. A thing that's probably not going to please everyone is the fact that it does not connect to the rest of the DC cinematic universe. It does not connect with things like the Joker. It doesn't connect with Aquaman, Flash, Superman, Man of Steel, Suicide Squad. The Batman from 2022 is set in a completely different universe. It's set in a completely different timeline. It's not a prequel, it's not a sequel. It is separate from the rest of the DC universe, and it will not please certain people because of that. A lot of people are wanting everything to connect with the multiverse, or, you know, be part of the DC universe or something like that. It's its own separate film, and for that, personally, I enjoy it. I'm happy that it doesn't connect to everything else that's going on. But for some people, it's going to piss them off, and that's okay. The tone of the film is dark. It really does a great job showing that Gotham as a city is the worst city ever, and you really don't want to live there. There's just constant darkness and despair and dread, and that's something that we've kind of seen, especially like with the Christopher Nolan trilogy. We get that like in The Dark Knight, but this movie hones in on that dark, dreary, despair-filled city, no hope. And I'm happy that they went with that. I'm also happy that they went with a detective angle with Batman. Like I said, we got that in The Dark Knight, but they really didn't spend a whole lot of time on that. The Batman here actually spends time doing detective work. He's not just a tank or a dude that just, dishes out punches and has awesome vehicles and gadgets. He is a detective, and I want to see more of that detective work in the future. I enjoyed the Riddler. Penguin was okay. He really doesn't do too much in the movie. Catwoman, fantastic. Andy Serkis as Alfred, phenomenal job. And then, of course, Robert Pattinson as the Batman himself, awesome. Everyone brought their A game. They all did a great job for their roles. The action sequences are spectacular. However, I will say that there are a few of them that I thought were kind of slightly boring and just dragged on too long, like the car chase scene. Yes, it uses practical effects, but there's a certain level of absurdity that happens in this car chase scene. But like, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there's just like convenient things that occur that allows Batman to succeed in his mission. I have to keep it without saying spoilers. The soundtrack is epic and it works really well for the film. A negative I want to address now is it was really hard to tell the difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like, Batman is primarily in this movie. We don't get to see a lot of Bruce Wayne, and I hope that in future installments we get to see a little more of what Bruce Wayne does in this universe. I mean, I know this movie is called The Batman, but I want to see more Bruce Wayne and a little less Batman. Like, the movie is like 99% Batman. So, just personal pet peeve. I was also invested in all the characters. Unfortunately, besides Batman. Like, Batman in this movie kind of felt like a side character, not a main character. Like, you have all these other characters in the film, like the mob bosses, Penguin, you got Riddler, and Catwoman, I'm sorry. And they all feel like they have a better story arc and a character arc and a meaningful influence in this movie. The Batman kind of just feels like a side character. He feels like something we can just project onto him so we can be in the movie. And I didn't like that. I wish that the Batman was actually more of the major centerpiece of the film. Like, he becomes that towards the very end of the movie for like the last 15 minutes. But this movie's almost 3 hours long, and I'm just like, okay, I want more focus on Batman. Like, more Batman, less mob story, less Catwoman. I don't know, I can't say that right. More women. I just want more focus on the center character, and this movie really doesn't do a great job of it. Like, there's certain little moments that it does, but it really doesn't flesh out and give Batman a purpose for actually being in a Batman movie. And this might stem from the fact that it's not an origin story, and instead of this movie starts off 2 years after Batman has begun his career. So certain things like the Joker being put into Arkham Asylum has already happened. He's already battled some other villains, defeated Ra's al Ghul. So maybe it's because we haven't seen his origin in this movie. We kind of feel a little less detached from him. That might also be just my own personal opinion, my own personal take, but I felt like Batman was not the major character in his own movie, and I hope they can fix that and address it, because this is the first movie out of a planned trilogy, and I'm excited for 2 and 3. This movie does have a couple flaws, especially like pacing issues, like I mentioned earlier, but I think it's a good watch, and I personally can't wait to rewatch this with friends and family, and I'm excited for the 2 sequels that they do have planned out. There's going to be 2 movies following this that are going to take place chronologically in this separate universe, in this separate timeline. So I'm excited for them, and with that, I'm giving the Batman from 2022 a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day. Let me know in the comments section, have you guys seen the Batman? What did you guys think? Are you guys planning to watch it? Why or why not? And I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye, guys.